I just wanted to make a quick recording, regarding something that I've heard on the Finnish Bolsheviks channel regarding Trotsky's role in the October Revolution. And this is in no way limited to the Finnish Bolshevik, but those, I'll just call them anti-Trotskyists within the Marxist movement, who claim that Trotsky played no prominent role within the October Revolution, and those being the Finnish Bolsheviks' actual words, that Trotsky played no prominent role in the October Revolution. Now, it should be easy to dispel, and I just have a couple sources to touch on, so this video or this recording should be, rather short, very brief, but it's ridiculous to claim. It's a complete rewriting of history. It's a complete rewriting of the history of the Bolshevik Revolution, and it's disgusting. It's shameful. It's just ridiculous. Are Bolsheviks not, do Bolsheviks not seek the truth? Should Bolsheviks not tell the truth? Should Bolsheviks not face the truth? I mean, the truth is always revolutionary. The truth is always progressive. And it's absolutely shameful to spread these lies. Absolutely disgusting and absolutely despicable. And I don't see how this could come out of your mouth without you feeling sick to your stomach, knowing that you're lying to people. Or or are people so delusional that they believe it? It's ridiculous. Now, after that little short rant, let's look at some sources regarding Trotsky's role in the October Revolution, and I'll start off with Stalin, a Stalin quote about Trotsky's role in the October Revolution, which was written in November of 1918 in the pages of Pravda. All right, so this is a quote from Stalin. Quote, "All practical work in connection with the organization of the uprising was done under the immediate direction of Comrade Trotsky, the president of the Petrograd Soviet. It can be stated with certainty that the party is indebted primarily and principally to Comrade Trotsky for the rapid growing over of the garrison to the side of the Soviet and the efficient manner in which the work of the Military Revolutionary Committee was organized. The principal assistants of Comrade Trotsky were Comrade Antonov and Potavinsky." End quote. That was Stalin in Pravda, November 7, 1918. Now here, Stalin obviously flat out, it just clearly says in the first sentence, all practical work in connection with the organization of the uprising was done under the immediate direction of Comrade Trotsky, the president of the Petrograd Soviet. End quote. That speaks for itself. There's no need to go on further. Now, to touch on another source that we have here is John Reed's 10 Days That Shook the World, which is a magnificent source on the October Revolution. If you're going to talk about the October Revolution or any source on the October Revolution, John Reed's book inevitably must come up, considering it's the definitive first-hand account of the October Revolution. And the events leading up to it. It has some excellent sources on the events leading up to it, the groups that were involved in the provisional government, the groups that were involved in the Constituent Assembly, the groups that were overall involved in the revolution to begin with, and the revolutions of 1917 in general. But, so this is Lenin speaking. This is his introduction to John Reed's 10 Days Shook the World. Quote, "With the greatest interest, and with never slacking attention, I read John Reed's book, 10 Days That Shook the World. Unreservedly do I recommend it to the workers of the world. Here is a book which I should like to see published in millions of copies, and translated into all languages. It gives a truthful and most vivid exposition of the events so significant to the comprehension of what really is the proletarian revolution and the dictatorship of the proletariat, end quote. Now, throughout John Reed's book, Lenin's name is mentioned 91 times. Trotsky's name 84 times. Now, these numbers are a little bit inflated. They could be about 5 or 6 numbers off, or 5 or 6 times off if you don't count the times that they are mentioned in the beginning and the end of the book, I believe, when it comes to stating their positions within the Bolshevik Party. But Stalin's name is mentioned 1 time in the book. And the reason I bring that up is because not only will people deny Trotsky's role in the October Revolution and just a blatant denial of history and facts, but they'll say Stalin played a prominent role in the October Revolution. He, like every Bolshevik, did play a role in the October Revolution. I'm in no way denying that Bolsheviks played a role in the Bolshevik Revolution. Every member of the party did. Of course, Lenin and Trotsky couldn't, lead the revolution if it weren't for the other Bolsheviks. That's obviously true. And if it weren't for the Russian people, it's obviously true. But you can't. There are always leaders in some. There's always leaders. And Stalin just was not one of those leaders. And that's not a bad thing to not be one of those leaders. Nor is it a bad thing to be one of those leaders in this situation. But as I said, Stalin is mentioned 1 time, and he's mentioned in the beginning or the end of the book, and it is in the detail of particular or party members' places within the Bolshevik Party, and Stalin is mentioned 1 time, listing his role within the Bolshevik Party, but he's not mentioned again. So those were just the sources that I had planned out to make this quick recording, and I hope I addressed the slander. Really, just the slander. It's easy. It's easy to knock over because it's a lie. It's a lie. It's such a horrible lie. It's such a blatant lie that no matter how many times you tell it, I don't know if anyone will believe it, honestly, because it's so easy to debunk. It's there's no other way to put it than it's literally just, it's bullshit. It's made up. It's fabricated. I don't know who did it, but the Finnish Bolshevik seems to believe it wholeheartedly, and I'm not sure why. I really don't. I don't think anyone could truly possibly deny Trotsky's role in the October Revolution as the co-leader of the revolution. And he was alongside Lenin